What if I told you there was a program that gives you up to $35,000 toward your down payment as a grant, not a loan, and most of the people who qualify for it have never heard of it? Or that the federal government has a mortgage product that requires zero down payment, charges no PMI, and has a lower average interest rate than conventional loans, and it's available in far more places than you think? These aren't loopholes. They're programs that exist specifically for first-time buyers that the mortgage industry has very little financial incentive to proactively tell you about. So I'm going to tell you instead. Before anything else, this is the thing that surprises people most. The federal government's definition of a first-time home buyer is not someone who has never owned a home. It's anyone who has not owned a primary residence in the past 3 years. That means if you owned a home, sold it, or lost it, and have been renting for 3 or more years, you're a first-time buyer again for the purposes of these programs. Divorced individuals who haven't owned since the split often qualify, even if the house went to their ex. Recent graduates who lived in a parent's home don't lose eligibility based on that. Check your situation against this definition before you assume you don't qualify. 3 federal mortgage programs are specifically designed for buyers who don't have a 20% down payment sitting in a savings account, which in 2026 is most people under 40. FHA loans, 3.5% down with a credit score of 580 or above, 10% down with a score as low as 500, more flexible on debt-to-income ratios than conventional loans, which matters if you're carrying student loans. The catch that nobody mentions up front, FHA charges mortgage insurance premium for the life of the loan if you put down less than 10% at current rates. That's roughly $115 to $150 a month on a $280,000 loan. Not exactly nothing. Build a plan to refinance into a conventional loan once you hit 20% equity and eliminate that cost. USDA loans. Zero down payment. No PMI. Competitive rates. This is the most underused mortgage program in America. The catch that stops people before they even look. It's for rural and suburban areas only. But USDA's definition of eligible areas covers more than 90% of U.S. landmass, including suburbs of major cities and towns with populations up to 35,000. Use the USDA eligibility map at usda.gov before you rule this out. Millions of buyers who could use this program don't because they assume they don't live in an eligible area without checking. Income limits apply, typically up to 115% of your area's median income, which for a household of 4 runs from roughly $90,000 to $120,000 plus, depending on your state and county. VA loans. Zero down payment, no PMI, no minimum credit score set by the VA itself. The best mortgage product in the United States, full stop, if you're eligible. Eligibility: active duty military, veterans with honorable discharge, and surviving spouses. If this is you, there is no reason to use any other loan product. Use your VA benefit. Every state has a housing finance agency. Every single one. And most of them are sitting on pools of federal grant funding and state-specific assistance that goes unclaimed every year because first-time buyers don't know to ask for it. These programs come in 2 forms. Forgivable grants. You receive money, typically 3 to 5% of the purchase price, and as long as you stay in the home for a set period, usually 3 to 5 years, it's forgiven. You never pay it back. This is free money for people who qualify. Deferred second mortgages. A zero or low interest loan covering your down payment that requires no monthly payments. You repay it only when you sell, refinance, or pay off your first mortgage. Essentially free financing that lets you buy now with minimal cash out of pocket. Here's some real examples currently available in 2026. Florida's Hometown Heroes program provides up to $35,000 in down payment assistance to essential workers, nurses, teachers, firefighters, law enforcement, and EMTs. It's a 30-year deferred loan at 0% interest. If you work in one of these fields in Florida and you don't know about this program, you're leaving $35,000 on the table. Texas's My First Texas Home program offers up to 5% of the loan amount as a 30-year zero-interest deferred loan on a $280,000 home that's $14,000 toward your down payment, enough to cover a full FHA down payment with money left over for closing costs. Georgia Dream provides $10,000 to $12,500 in down payment assistance statewide, with higher amounts for public protectors, educators, and healthcare workers. 0% interest and deferred payment. The California Dream for All program provides up to 20% of the purchase price as a shared appreciation loan. 0 interest, no monthly payments, repaid when you sell. Demand is extremely high, and the program opens in application rounds, so you need to be ready when it opens. To find your state's program, search your state name, plus Housing Finance Agency First-Time Buyer 2026. I'll link HUD's state-by-state directory in the description. A few things the brochures don't lead with. Income limits are real and they're local. Most programs cap eligibility at 80% to 120% of area median income for your specific county, not a national number. The same program that covers a household earning $105,000 in a high-cost metro might cut off at $72,000 in a lower-cost county. Check the specific AMI limit for your area, not the statewide headline number. Purchase price caps exist. Most programs won't apply to homes above 90% to 110% of the area median price. In expensive markets, this can limit your options. In the affordable markets we talk about on this channel, Columbus, Kansas City, Huntsville, most listings fall well within these caps. You must use an approved lender. These programs don't run through every bank. You need a lender on the state HFA's approved list. Contact your state's housing finance agency first and ask for participating lenders before you start shopping for mortgages, and then get quotes from at least 2 of them. The homebuyer education requirement is actually worth doing. Most programs require a HUD-approved homebuyer education course, typically 4 to 8 hours online, free or low cost. I know it sounds like a checkbox, it isn't. The maintenance budgeting section alone has saved people thousands in the first year of ownership. The down payment barrier is real, but for a lot of first-time buyers, it's also smaller than they think once they know what programs exist. 0 down with USDA if you're buying outside a major city core, 3.5% down with FHA if you need flexibility on credit or debt, up to $35,000 in grant or deferred loan money from your state's housing finance agency if you qualify. Stack these, and your actual out-of-pocket cost to buy a first home can be a fraction of what you assumed. The industry won't volunteer this information because there's more money in selling you a 20% down conventional mortgage. And now you know to ask for it. The next video covers exactly how to read a purchase contract so you don't get caught out by the clauses that cost first-time buyers the most money. Link is in the description. Subscribe and I'll keep telling you the stuff they leave out.